similar topic, I guess, depending on what side of the fence you are on. But as you can see about the title of this video, we are talking about the decline in the Bitcoins. Now, I have several videos that I made about probably about a year ago or less than that, talking about how I do not have Bitcoins. I do not use them. I don't believe in them. But I want to start this conversation out by saying I understand why they were started. I understand why some people have them. With that being said, every time the price goes up in Bitcoins, I get hammered with insults, nasty comments, and pure hatred, which I find interesting because if you believe in something, you shouldn't have to worry about what other people say to justify what you want to believe in. And the biggest attack I get would be about the fact of how much gold and silver has dropped. Now, mind you, gold and silver has dropped, but nothing have I ever seen has dropped as fast as Bitcoins do. And that scares me when you're talking about something that you might want to use to protect your wealth. Well, isn't that the reason why some people buy Bitcoins and some people buy gold and silver? Unfortunately, the majority of people that I see about the Bitcoin community, the majority of them, from what I experience, and I'm only basing it on what people send me message-wise, is they're interested only in the monetary value of it, how much profit they can make. And the reason I can say that is when Bitcoins dip, like for example, and I can't even say a dip because they've got a 50% hammering in the past week and a half to 2 weeks. It went from over 1,200 to now approximately $600 in the span of a few days. That's over a 50% haircut. And the reason I can say that most Bitcoin possessors are only in it for the monetary value and how much money they can make is when the price goes down, I don't hear a peep from anybody. When the price goes up, all of a sudden I'm an idiot, all of a sudden I don't know what I'm talking about, all of a sudden I'm a fool and I get ridiculed. When the price is down, I don't get a word from anyone. Go check out my videos. I can guarantee you, you look at any of my Bitcoin videos, when the price went up and was going up to 1,200, I was getting insult after insult. Look from when the price dipped or crashed. I'm going to say crash because that's a crash. You're talking roughly between December 7th and December 9th is where it had the major loss, built up again, and then crashed again just recently. You will see no comments on those videos. Now you understand why I don't trust Bitcoins. Because unfortunately, the majority of people who are on the Bitcoin bandwagon, now I'm not speaking for everybody. I know there are people that legitimately think that Bitcoins is an alternative way to try and undermine the government. But unfortunately, if you see the videos I've made about government, it's not about what you own. It's the fact that you are owned. And you're dealing with something that you think just because it's on a computer and it's a different program and it's algorithm and all these things that I don't understand because I just don't care to understand about it, that you think they're untouchable. Well, anybody that spent $1,000, $1,100, $1,200 for their Bitcoins, I guarantee you are very worried right now of how quickly they can lose money. Now, just imagine if, let's say, you were buying something with those Bitcoins. Let's say you were buying gold and silver with them, because there are websites that use them. And you bought your gold and silver, or you bought whatever you bought, the day that it hit around $1,200. And then all of a sudden, the day after, they crash down. Well, you're going to think, wow, I was very lucky. You're going to think, that's great, I got out at the right time. Now just imagine that person who sold you whatever they sold you, whether it was silver, gold, or whatever product. Just imagine the day that they see that what they thought they sold things for at a certain price, all of a sudden within a week and a half was cut in half. Can you honestly tell me that any business, any major business is going to say, I want to use Bitcoins at all. It's just not going to happen. And again, I understand why they started, but I don't like the volatility. Can you make money on them? Absolutely. If that's your sole purpose of having Bitcoins, then it shows how easily the people can be led in a certain direction. All you have to do is dangle a carrot in front of them, give them a little bit of money, and they will follow it regardless of the consequence that it has in the future or who it hurts. And when they talk about things like New World Order, one world currencies, and they talk about it being a digital currency, well, I'm not saying that Bitcoins is that currency, but it's definitely got a better chance of being that currency than physical gold and silver. Because, as I've mentioned thousands of times in every gold and silver video I've ever made, I only purchase physical gold and silver, and I'm not using it to try and become a millionaire. Like so many people, they brag about how they're Bitcoin millionaires. Congratulations. I purchase physical gold and silver, and I can't answer for anyone else. I can only answer for myself. I do it as a storage of wealth. And the biggest attack I've ever gotten from the Bitcoin people has been this, look how far gold and silver has gone down. Well, gold and silver again has gone down, and we know the reasons why, and it won't stay that way forever, because you will see gold and silver will have its day in the physical aspect. Look how fast Bitcoins got hammered, and there's no other word and no other way around it. You can sugarcoat it all you want. But the anger level of some of the people that have Bitcoins, where they go onto videos like mine and brutally attack me, not one of them will ever apologize or even just talk rationally. Notice how I'm not insulting anyone that's into Bitcoins. Notice how I'm not going onto any Bitcoin website and saying, ha ha, look what all you've lost. Can we rise above the pettiness and the childness? Is it any wonder why the government gets away with what they get away with? Because we can't even work amongst ourselves. We're going to unite and try and stop a finely tuned engine known as the governments throughout the world, and how prepared they are and how united they are. So I'm sure Bitcoins will rise again, and I'm sure I'll get the hater kind of comments again. But those people just don't get it, and they're in it for the wrong reasons. And if you're in it to where you could be easily led based on greed, then governments throughout the world have got you, and you don't even realize it. For those of you who have Bitcoins for the reason of trying to find an alternative currency to stay away from the dollar, I applaud the effort. I still don't believe in Bitcoins, and I don't believe I ever will. And seeing hammering like this confirms the fact that if I was a business owner, as soon as I got any Bitcoins, I would want to turn around and get rid of them as fast as I can, because when you see times like this, and this is not the first time this has happened to Bitcoins, as a business owner, I would be crazy to accept them unless you have perfect timing. And if that's a gamble you want to take on what's supposed to be a monetary system, where it's just 1 minute it can change and lose 50% overnight, you're not a smart businessman. So I know I'm going to get hatred. I know I'm going to get a lot of thumbs down on this. I don't do this to become popular. I do this to try and get people to understand that we need to work together and find a better system. A computer-generated coin is a wonderful idea that unfortunately will not work. I know that's a pill that's going to be very hard to swallow. And I'm looking forward to getting the hate mail from the people when Bitcoins start rising again. But until then, I'm sticking with my guns. I'm sticking with my physical gold and silver. And let's see where this goes. So thanks for watching. Be respectful. Let's be adults here. Let's not act like children. All right? I can speak like an adult. Let's see if you can too. You may not like what I have to say, but reality sometimes, it can be harsh. Just appreciate the fact then I'm not here trying to say I told you so or make fun of people or going on websites to go out of my way to hurt people, because ultimately people bought them to try and make money and try and survive. And this hammering has definitely, I guarantee you, got a lot of people worried. And in the end, we don't want to watch anybody suffer, even if you do. Thanks for watching. Peace.